Yeah, welcome back. Luke, you done fucked up.
So here is what Swift does. Here is what Swift does. Let me describe it to you.
Haven't you done enough?
Is it gonna be sad?
Possibly, I don't know, because it's not. I don't think it's a whole action. Like, I think we get the beginnings of an action from Swift, and then I think we cut to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Swift, her hair has turned black, and all the color is all the color is leached out of her, and she's still just crying these tears. And now they're just ashen and gray and black, all the red's gone out of them, and she just starts walking through space towards the tree. And we get that it's like that sequence in where a character walks on water. It's like that bit in the end of Atlantis: The Lost Empire when Kida is all weird and possessed by the crystal and walking across the surface of the water just without touching it. Mm-hmm. And so Swift is just walking across the air, leaving these tiny little ripples, and just walking, not with any aggressive intent, just walking towards the tree.
Cool.
And I think that is when we cut to Adna's thing.
Adna, Swift is walking towards the tree in weird eclipse mode.
Oh God, how close?
I was all the way at the back, so I don't imagine that I'm already there.
Yeah. Okay. So unless someone else particularly wants to jump in, which is cool because I know I've been doing a couple of things. And then Adna has turned and seen Swift doing the crying and the engine's no longer functioning, all that kind of stuff, and turns back and doesn't quite see Swift start to do the walking thing, and lifts the sword and points it at the tree, and just says, "Give back the friend that you stole from her. I demand it in the name of Ophiel's sacred ambition." And I've got written down a true name and a name. I can't remember which one's the god one, or does it not matter?
They are Danu and the full tide. They're both.
Oh no, I mean for us,
Oh right, your true name is your transcendent magical girl self.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, in the name of Ophiel's sacred ambition and in the memory of Adnacul.
Cool. You're not transcended though, are you?
I will totally go transcendent.
I was gonna say you are now.
Yeah,
it's a
What does it look like?
What does it look like?
Describe your badass magical girl transformation sequence.
I like the fact that so much time is taken up in playing this game by describing your badass magical girl transformation sequences.
It's a magical girl game, Ash. It's like saying
on a Sea of Stars doubles the amount of description of cool shit that you end up doing, because you end up doing all of your cool mech shit and then also all of your cool transcendence shit, and then
So what happens is she holds the sword up, and there's a beam of light from above that comes down, channels through the sword, forms this pool of energy around her. And the mech grows even longer and more spindly, but the light from this kind of shield of energy grows brighter and crackles more, and she grows a second set of arms and a second sword.
That's rad.
Yes.
So now 4 arms, 2 swords.
She's got 4 arms? No way.
What are you rolling for this? Demand?
Oh, okay. Let's have a look. See. Defy?
No.
No.
Really?
What's
you get to choose it.
What's making demands?
If you're using your words, it would be express.
Oh, express. Okay, express.
I was to make people do things.
You can say I'm doing Defy, but I'm going to make it really difficult for you because.
No, that's cool. I'll make it express. That's fine. Because that's more of physical kind of thing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Is this... No, it's not that. What was our... Do we get a bonus to express for our crew? advancement?
No.
Or... Okay, cool. No worries.
No, it's perceived flow, analyze are all at +1 right now.
Okay, cool. Can I get a dark bone?
Yes.
Oh, I have a thought.
Yeah.
Tell me your thoughts.
So you're demanding that our now Blackfire eclipsed edgy friend's other friend be returned to us, and that the two of them have like a Luke, you two have like a special connection.
Yeah, we get like special spirit bond or some shit.
Spirit owl friend. Yeah, so of course
she goes eclipse too.
Yeah, right. That like Norna gets returned to us, returned to us.
Yeah,
but is in some way like twisted and changed by having been eaten by this tree.
I would say
the tree is like I imagine it being poisonous, essentially, right? That it has this like bitter poison root to it.
Or even just like when like Norna comes back. And like because she is bonded to Swift, immediately like Swift's darkness just like seeps into her.
Yeah, I like that.
That way it's Swift's fault, which makes it sadder.
I would take that dark bargain twice if I could. That's how much I like that. Is that okay with you though, Luke? I just want to check because it's kind of your NPC and all that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, great.
I'm happy with having a very complicated relationship with my weird darkness friend.
Sweet, yeah.
This is my favorite thing. Even if she's permanently tainted by darkness, she still is a perfectly valid target to be my friend because I can empathize with agents of the darkness.
Nice.
Ash, are you okay with that? Is that worth a die to you?
Yeah, that's worth a die to me. Norna comes back, and whether it's from Swift or from the tree,
who really knows?
It can be ambiguous too. Yeah.
Swift is certainly going to blame herself.
I think
that's all I'll say.
Roll it, and I'll narrate the Norna bit.
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
That's always a good sign.
What are the risky standard? Desperate.
Desperate
limited. Desperate limited.
I mean, we are arguing with a literal god.
Yeah.
Push yourself.
And you're like threatening it with a sword.
2 swords. 2 swords. It should at least be risky.
If you were holding 4 swords, it would be controlled. This is how role-playing games work.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's pretty much how Dungeons and Dragons works, yeah?
yeah, really.
Alrighty. Now let's see how this goes. Oh no, a 3!
No!
That's not good.
We are not on a good run here.
Now I have to think of how to hurt you.
This is about to be the season finale, not because we win, but just because we all die.
We'll all go into Eclipse and fuck off.
That's right, we become the Dark Team, and then we do a season 2 where we have to fight our old characters.
or where we fight the Bastion.
Oh, that would also be good.
Because look, neither Heaven nor the Bastion are nice, so like it checks out.
Nothing here is nice.
Exactly. So we're totally reverse it. And
everything is always horrible.
Except Adna's nice.
Adna's nice, except she is
she's
puppet of a horrible
colonialist military state. Yeah.
She's nice, but not necessarily a good person. Yeah,
it's that wonderful in the woods thing, right? Like she's just nice, and that's all.
So I think the tree like parts a little to reveal Norna amongst the nestled amongst the branches. I think Norna is bigger than she was. What color was Norna previously?
I think Norna was like a snowy owl.
Yeah, because she's not that anymore.
Just like Hedwig. Hedwig.
Yeah. She's a raven-like owl now.
Yes.
With raven feathers.
Edgelord Norna. I love it.
Yeah. And like flecks of white where the snowy owl had flecks of black.
Like just inverted color scheme.
Yeah, exactly. Probably yeah. So what's the opposite of yellow? It's like a cyan.
Purple.
So she's got
purpley colors.
got like weird purple glowing eyes.
Yes.
And I think we as the audience can like pull zoom on it, right? And yeah, we can see that Norna Norna is stretched over like a form underneath, right? Like in the same way that the ox face was stretched over the skull. This is
that's bad.
This is Norna is stretched over a wooden. It's not even a skeleton, right? Because where you would have muscle, it has like hollow.
It's taxidermy, right? Like it's
yeah, exactly. Hollow.
It's like over an armature as opposed to a skeleton.
Yeah. Yeah, and she and Norna's like looks at you, Adna. And yeah, and wait, I need to look at Adna's character sheet for a second.
I still have crushing guilt as a harm listed. If that's
dial it up to level 3.
Also, just to flag it, I have a plan.
Cool.
Awesome. How could it possibly go
wrong? I have an
wrong?
idea after this.
I also have an idea. I do not have a plan. That involves more forethought than I am capable of right now. But I am currently acting on my idea. Step 1 is walk towards the big evil tree.
So yeah, I think it looks at Adna, and is like, like Norna looks at Adna as like, I am here. I am not sorry. Let me try that again. I am here. Ooh. I am not held against my will. It is you that is invading our space. It is you that calls yourself a protector, but instead launches out in horrible attacks. It is you that calls yourself a shield, but look at but what shield do you bear? No, 2 swords. And Norna is like I am being reunited. It says, what's your real name, Swift?
Traveler. Wait, no, Listener. Sorry.
Yeah.
Listener.
Yeah. And Norna says, Listener and I are not apart. Listener is here. I am here. And all is well. All that remains is for you to cease striking. And yeah, I'm going to give you. I mean, did you roll? Let me look at the desperate limited 3. Yeah, level 3. Like level 3 harmed out.
Yeah.
Right. Like you just don't like you like it's yeah. Norna is showing you that you are nothing you say you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Norna says like this tree has done nothing. Like has said like says like what's the name of the tree?
Danu.
It says Danu has done nothing against you, at least not yet. You would strike out and harm her because someone has had a dream of a possible future. This is not protection. This is violence.
It's not protection, but it's our modus operandi. That's what it is.
So yeah, level 3 harm, doubt.
Cool. I will resist that. And I mean, I think like I'm resisting it through like belief in what it is that we are doing collectively, and that like we have to do this to save, save humanity.
Can I resist for you?
Yes. If you want to.
That'd be badass.
For you, I would love to do that.
Do it. That'd be awesome.
I think the way that happens is like because I'm assuming that is this a thing that I can hear?
Yes. We're not in spirit worlds anymore.
Cool. All right. So I think like sort of as soon as the speaking stops, like I don't talk over the voice, but as soon as the speaking stops, I just sort of like I'm a couple of like heaven meters behind you, and I just I just say your name in like a I'm about to give you a command voice, and then I'm like, I need you to cover me. And I'm just like, come and protect me. I'm gonna do a thing. I need you to do your job. And I'm just like bypassing that whole thing by being like, nope, we're on a mission. Here is what you need to do.
No, shut down your emotions and your self-doubt and just compartmentalize like a good military machine.
Cool.
I love it.
Resisting with Kudere.
Okay, yep, I can absolutely do that. Right.
Em and Ash, I'm totally picturing that Norna's voice actor is the same voice actor for Maka the Owl Witch in the movie I showed you.
Yeah.
The Song of the Sea.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I think
Yeah, it's totally that lady.
Sorry, do I put a position in a...
No, you don't.
Sorry, I always forget.
I'm trying to remember who the actress that I'm thinking of is.
Yes! Fuck yes!
Yes!
Rated this from 3 to 2.
So good.
Cool. What do I take? Stress?
No, because you want to say.
Yep.
Yes!
Well
All
done.
right. We've been training for this, buddy.
Yeah, heck
That
yeah.
is only level
The power of teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork, Las Vegas.
Turns out military hierarchy is magic.
I'm sure that's what this playbook is about. I'm quite certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was your intent, right?
Obeying orders is magic.
I don't know about Andrew, but like that was when I was like suggesting all those changes. That's what I had in mind.
Maybe the Nuremberg defense is the friends we made along the way.
Oh god. But real talk, like what it's not at heart it's not about actual like military command and stuff. It's because it's Stewart. And it's because of their relationship.
Yeah.
It's about emotions.
Yeah. I'm trying to give you purpose.
And I mean, like also that crushing harm came about as a result of our thing with the singing at each other. You're like the only person who could like bypass that really.
Yeah, who can get through to...
Yeah.
So yeah, and your doubt is now level 2 instead of level 3.
Level 2? Okay, cool.
Yay.
So there's a thing I'd like to do if
Go for it.
if that's right.
Just.
I keep walking towards the tree.
figure.
That is my action. I'm still walking towards the tree.
I wanna like put this in a thing. Who was at the like? Can I get your original marching order? It was Adna at the front, followed by Surt, followed by
well, yes,
yep, and then
roughly.
So yeah, you've walked past Tristan Rama already. Now you're walking past, kind of past Surt.
Yeah, like we see me in the background of the shot, just like walking past.
Basically, for each action, I'm having you walk past like a person.
Yeah.
I'm walking through the black fire, Ash. Just for you.
I think also if and hopefully like I mean if this is alright with you, this is not a player to player command, but I think also like while he's sort of in this like okay I'm gonna take charge of this situation kind of mode, Sturt like turns and like makes eye contact with like Hrist and then Rama and is like points to Swift and is like get her back.
Right, so they're gonna deal with that. Yeah, totally.
And then actually the first thing that I'd like to do is I would like to do the what is it called, the analyzing, like asking questions about the situation,
Gather info
thing.
Go for it.
I do.
How are you gathering info? Are you just looking around? Are you inquiring? Are you? So this is my definition from Dungeons and Dragons, in the perceive versus investigation depends on whether or not you're interacting with the thing in order to learn about it.
Yeah.
So that's in
Yeah, is it a spot check or is it a search check? Let's get 3.5 with this shit.
Yeah. This is searching for sure. Like I want to dig in and try and uncover some secret stuff about Danu here. I'm wondering if this can be done via my things speak move, but I'm not sure what non-human things I would interact with. Question. The big mirrored eye that's somewhere below us, presumably still. How far below us is it?
A couple 100 meters. But like there's shit floating around here as well, right? So I think there's probably some like floating menhirs. There's probably like a massive rib cage just like floating around.
It would have to be something that was specifically connected to the tree. So I don't
the thing
think
is, you're in the tree's yard, right? You disturbed the tree's cat, right? Like you're in its.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all.
Right. Okay. I think I'm actually.
Feel free to create things like to say there's a.
Yeah. There is a such and such. Okay. I think some of the stars in this kind of like nebula are dead leaves that were a part of the tree, presumably at some point, that had died and become inert, and they're just kind of like suspended in the same stuff as the like weird star nebula.
Yep.
So I want to like reach up and grab one of the like most outermost ones of those.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds legit.
Yeah, you do that.
Okay. So for this, it's an analyze, isn't it?
I think that.
Oh no, it's empathize.
Yep.
Empathize with non-human things. Sucks because I'm shit at that. Maybe I don't want to do it this way. Damn it.
Should have thought this through, Emily.
Oh no! I just
Should
didn't.
have put more points in empathize.
It'll be fine.
Remember,
right.
Emily, even on a single d6, you actually have a 50-50 chance of success.
Alright, so I'm rolling
Like something I would
empathize.
design.
Do I put any? What's my stuff? Position.
This.
Okay.
I don't think it's. I mean, like it's risky. I think it's risky limited.
Okay. Got a dark bargain for me?
Are you in your? You're in Cunning Harmony.
No, I'm in. Yeah, I'm in the boots.
Oh, you're in.
He's
you're
wearing
in
the,
Vilna.
Gift
the
of,
viney boot.
Yep.
Yeah.
The viney boot.
It is very vine-worthy, it's true.
It's like he had a
Do
really
it for the vine.
bad time tying the laces, and it just got really out of hand. And you tied your whole leg, and then your other leg.
And then dirt got stuck in there, and it started to grow trees, and it like
I've got a
That's
dark
a whole
bargain for
thing.
you.
Yep.
Now, how does this work, Andrew? Do I say the dark bargain is that I will reveal the new thing for the engine, or?
Yeah, and you would want to say what it is.
Okay,
too.
right. So, the Yolna's other instinct is ode.
Is what?
Ode, O-W-E-D, as in like
Oh.
people, like the world, everyone owes Yolna. And these leaves are made of silver, and you could get so many more, and really they belong, like they should go to Yolna because
how hard it's
Because of, I feel like there is like and I feel like there is
and
like
you and you should probably go and get more.
Yeah, and I think there's some really specific thing too here where like I get like the abstract version of a narrative wherein like Yolner and Danu had some like conflict and it was all like it's this huge misunderstanding and Yolner thinks that like Danu like owes him, but like it's all in this really like super weird abstract illogical god way like that just kind of like goes into my brain and just doesn't
and I think
it doesn't make any true clear
it's a wordless puppet sequence directed by Jan Spunkmeyer in the anime. Like we just cut to this like totally other thing.
And it's totally that thing of like you understand now that Danu is like silly, ridiculous, and bad because they wronged Yolna in this way, and you should get like all of their riches for Yolna.
Mechanically, how does this affect me if I take it?
So it will permanently ascribe to the gift of Yolnir the impulse owed.
Mm-hmm.
And so then anytime your actions align with that, you can
you don't have to mark
it doesn't deplete transcendence and you mark 1 XP. But that generally actions aligning with that will be somewhat counterproductive at least.
Okay, so it's not going to make me do a thing, but if I choose to do that kind of thing, there'll be advantages in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that Powered by the Apocalypse Blades design space of like trying not to make you do things, but to incentivize them.
Yes, I will take that dark bargain.
Cool.
Yay!
And I think it's like it's this thing where I get this whole kind of story in my head, and I just kind of am like, yes, yep, that's fine, yep, okay, yes, sure, I'm like whatever you say, I'm busy. Like I just kind of agree. It's like the engine going, but don't you think that this is an important thing? And I'm like, yeah, all right. We'll talk.
Whatever.
Sure, whatever. We'll talk about it.
Path of least resistance.
Well, it is also interesting to me though, right? Because like I feel like, and Emily, obviously, like it's your character. You're the only person who has who can say this, but like I feel like the idea of like being owed by the world is something that maybe resonates with Swift a little after everything he's lost.
That's true.
With cert, yeah.
Like the world owes you something good, right? Like
that's true.
Also, that you're pulling these leaves, or a leaf down to try to like gather info. I could definitely see this being a push to like, but grab another and another.
Yeah, we just need more information.
But also they're made of silver, and Yolnir wants them.
Yeah. That's true. So that instinct won't apply to this role that I'm doing though. I can't make use of that.
I mean, you're
mechanic
not
here.
transcended, so it doesn't matter.
I'm about to be, but no, I'm not currently. All right.
But this would let Emily mark XP if she leans into this.
Yes.
Right. Okay. I mean, I don't know that it's really mechanical, but I think there is like a narrative thing where like I just grab a couple more, just like because like I'll be able to read it better if I
so it takes the extra time.
Yeah, just
like
I'll just grab another one. Like it's like a second leaf. Like it's not a big thing, but I just sort of that seems to make sense. It's more like a premonition.
The foreshadowing of trouble to come.
Foreshadowing. Yeah. Okay, so that makes it.
Extra dice for the dark bargain,
Okay, cool. All right. Let's try it. Oh god. All right. But it's risky.
Risky limited.
And it's limited.
Push for desperate standard. Get that sweet XP, Emily.
Look where it got you.
I'm in a great space. I feel great about my decisions.
I'm gonna push myself for some other stuff in a minute. I don't want to.
No, you're not.
No. So I push is the wrong word. Like you can trade position for effect.
Oh.
So you describe to me how you're being
for free,
more
risky,
like more putting yourself in more danger in order to get a better result. Then you can get a different.
Well, I mean, it's absolutely spending the time to grab more leaves, even though I don't actually need to do that.
You enter the tree. That's what that would be to me.
You're like down on a branch of it?
Yeah, alright, yeah. I think I do it without realizing that it's happened. Like I just sort of grab one and another one and another one and then I
trail of
just see a really shiny one on the end of the branch and you're just like, but that one too.
That one looks like it would be easy to read. No, it has to be ones that aren't attached to the tree.
Yeah, no, it's the dead ones.
Yeah, it's
the dead ones turn silver and then shine bright like stars.
I love it. All right. I'll do that. So that makes it
standard.
Okay.
Get the XP.
Okay. Am I gonna mark XP for this? Is that
desperate roll?
It's desperate. You automatically get the XP. That's why it's such a good idea.
Yes! Yes! Fuck yes! 6!
Very nice.
Talk shit, roll crits.
Yeah! Oh my god, that's amazing. I have 0 in empathize. Fantastic. Love it. Okay.
Ask me 3 questions.
3 questions. Fantastic. My questions, and it's great because I'm using this, I can ask any questions from any playbooks, any lists that I want.
Is it any lists or any that are in play?
I think it might be in play, yes.
Which is a shame because like the Unlikely Hero has some questions that would be great right about now.
I mean that's true.
That's what I'm gonna play next.
So the questions that I have are: who can best help me with the problem at hand? What is your character really feeling? Who here is at their limit? How are X and Y connected? Who here feels alone? What here is incomplete?
Okay.
Just in case any of those feel relevant to you.
They might.
Says Andrew, not so subtly hinting that they think some of them are relevant.
No. I'm just putting them out there. They might be relevant. I don't know. I don't know what Emily wants to get at.
I have. Okay. I would like to know. I would like to know how can I help Danu? Just from the Guardian playbook. I would
do you
like.
want me to answer them in like? Do you want to give me all the questions, or do you want me to answer them in turn? So if you give me all the questions, I'll tie them all together.
Yeah, it seems more advantageous to ask them one at a time, but I think I want to ask them all at once because I know what I'm angling for. How can I help Danu? What do I see here despite an effort to conceal it? And again, specifically about the tree and the god, the Leviathan. And what's the time traveler one that I wanted? And what might happen if I light up this darkness?
All right. The first 2 I can kind of answer in one. I think you pick up a leaf, and then I think you see a vein of silver running down a branch, and like you put your hand on that and like trace it. And as it gets further back, it gets less obviously silver and more quicksilvery, and then more like misty almost, this vein running down, and then you look like further in, and it's all shadowed by the leaves, by the canopy. But now that you know what you're looking for, you can see changes in the lustrousness of, like, you can see bits where it's not just wooden bark, and you can see these veins running all through it. And I think you can recognize that, like you look at the leaf in your hand, and you kind of work out that this should never exist. There should not be an element of the dead in this. There shouldn't be any element of that. And this isn't an element of death. It's an element of the dead. That have somehow invaded, infected, gotten into this, and it's trying its best to protect itself and hide this because it's ashamed of it. It's so deeply ashamed of this corruption, this
it's like
sickness.
Upset that it's sick, right?
Yeah. It's like it's deeply ashamed of it, right? In a like 80s HIV.
Yeah, it's not okay for it to
right?
show this weakness.
No, it's disgusted with itself, right? This weakness
That's
is
dark.
disgusting to it, because it's if you were to light
because
it
it
up,
remembers what it should be, right? Like
yeah, and it has this hatred for the thing that it's infected by, right? It's so bitter and angry towards that thing, and now it's in it. And if you were to light it up and expose this, it would be unpredictable, right? It's that thing of like how would it react to being shown how it's like pulling the veil off, right? And making it show its ugly
I mean,
face.
that's not strictly what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about here? Do you want to steer me?
I don't mean lighting darkness in the sense of like unveiling secrets. I mean like the darkness being like the bad stuff, and the light being like blinding sunlight that burns and fills and like blasts away shreds of night. You know, that kind of stuff. I'm not talking like a clarifying or I'm talking a purifying light. Yeah, not a an examining light.
I think
this is the light bearer from Stone Top.
Yeah. If it's just like radiant sun, then I think you're going to hurt the tree because the badness that is in it would be damaged, but also that would like do damage to the stuff around it. But like it would probably survive.
Okay. Yeah, but the bad stuff might not survive?
Yeah,
is the tree stronger than the bad stuff?
That's the question. The tree is almost definitely stronger than the bad stuff, but you would do it a lot of harm.
Okay, so there's two options here.
I'm trying specifically to steer away from something that I'm pretty sure is a red flag for you, so...
What's that?
I'm trying to steer away from like specific red flags for you, so I'm like...
Oh, like...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're doing very well, because I don't know what ones you're referring to.
Good job, Ash.
Yeah. So I feel like I have two options then. I have two courses of action. One which is like all kind of like, yeah, heroic, and maybe the strength is in the tree all along. And one that is just like, put a fucking band-aid on it and move on. And I don't
know which one sounds more like the culture of the game, but like you're outside that culture, so you like the Bastion approach would definitely be slap a band-aid on it, walk it off, suck it up, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
We got you this shiny new wooden leg, isn't it great?
Yeah. Alright, no, okay, so here's the thing, I think, Adna, can you describe to me again what you look like in your, because you've transcended, haven't you?
You're muted now.
Oh, sorry, you're muted, yep.
Yes, yeah, so transcended, yes. So, like, tall, long, spindly, midnight blue with gold trim, 4 arms, 2, like, kind of golden swords with these, like, fields of energy, kind of like a shield, and both the swords have, like, a halo around the, about a third of the way down the sword. The head is, like, kind of, like, quite thin, but, like, goes to a knife point.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. So I think I sort of like I'm holding this leaf, and I have this whole kind of internal process of learning, etc., examination, and like I'm standing presumably like right next to Adna, because she's sort of come up to kind of be a shield, and while I'm just kind of standing there holding leaves and being like, and I think I have this moment of like, I could try this thing, but it's really risky and it might go really badly. And then I have the thought of like, oh, but there's that other really simple solution that wouldn't be risky at all. And I kind of like look to Adna, and I have that moment of being like, that's not what Adna.
Yeah.
I totally have this moment of being like this. That's a bad thing. Shouldn't. That's not. She'd be really disappointed. And I think, yeah. So I'm gonna try and do the risky good thing. So What I would like to try. First, I would like to transcend.
What does that look like?
I think the vines that are currently like sort of up, like most of the way up, so its legs kind of like sudden, like spread super fast and like cover the rest of his body, and like sort of up to like a high collar around his neck.
Swirling around you.
Yeah, totally. I've got the leaves.
Yeah,
like the tree.
You're wearing like a robe of vines.
Yeah.
With like a super high collar. That's dope as fuck.
And two like horns that are also kind of like made of like twisted vines, like kind of sprout out of his head. And yeah, again, like he has this almost like a. It almost seems like a mask. It's like a glamour of this kind of like much older person that like is now sort of to the extent where if you kind of look at him from like one angle, he just looks like his regular self, but like other angles he looks kind of like this, not like an old man, not like an ancient man, but like an adult, like a much
like a 40-year-old man.
Yeah.
A grown ass man.
A grown person. Yes, so do I don't need to do anything else, do I? I just like, cool, I do that. And then I am going to use my move, Ex Machina. You may push yourself to compel non-human things to do one of the following: hinder or distract your enemies, or change the environment to suit your needs. I am going to attempt to change the environment to suit my needs.
Cool.
And I think like as I am like transcending, I like put out a hand and I like put a hand on Adna's shoulder, and I just kind of like I like turn to look at you, and like as I'm doing like as you look back at me, like you like the vines are sort of like creeping kind of up my neck as it's happening. And I like look at you, and I'm just I'm like, what would I say to you? I think I just say like I just like look at you very pointedly and I'm like, you got this? like
I do.
Very much like you are covering me now. I am.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Swords up. Nods.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I am pushing myself. So does that like
that cost you 2 stress?
That cost me 2 stress? Yep, cool. And then do I roll something or what's? I haven't done this for ages. I can't remember whether I have to make.
Yeah, so you can make a roll to do it. You'll get the extra die from having pushed yourself. So you can decide what action
what action it is
being used, and what exactly is the change.
Yeah,
it's fairly big because what I want to do, we have already established in the narrative that there is a giant mirror eye and that there is a sun.
Yep.
Oh god. Okay.
And I want to just like align the stuff and make it just like this insane, like blinding light that will like blast upwards through the tree from below.
You could like alter the sphere slightly to make it more like a concave mirror, so it focuses light as well.
Yeah, so
make
it's like in a very broad sense. I want to move some planets. At the scale that we're talking at in this space, I effectively want to like align some planets.
Some celestial bodies.
Yeah.
Luke, unfortunately, because she's already pushed herself, she can't take a dark bargain.
But it's such a good dark bargain now.
Can she accept? Can she get help or no?
Yes.
Can I get help?
Yeah,
Get
it's a
help
separate
that
slot.
makes sense.
It's a separate slot.
You have to explain how you're helping.
Yeah, well, I mean, so I was thinking of using my my special armor to give +1 dice to someone else's action, and basically representing the fact that we had that, that dialogue, and you had that thought process as well, like
Protecting her.
kind of doing a social link thing, but I don't actually have any social links. So
Well, this represents that, right? That you always, no matter what, always have everyone else's back, right?
exactly.
The guardian.
Yeah. So I'm happy to do that. I can, because alternatively I can hang on to that special armor and use it to give myself a resist against something. But like, I'm happy to use it now because this is pretty important.
Okay.
So if you want the bonus, then yeah, I'll use
This seems good.
Yeah. I'm just trying to decide. I'm wondering if this is flow.
It sounds like it.
I think that seems most. Yeah, I think that seems the closest.
Because like otherwise, it's got to be like what? Like
Yeah, it's
like it's,
I think it's
like
flow.
it's definitely not defy.
No.
Not
And-
defy.
And it's not express because express is specifically like use words with an agenda, and that's not what we're doing.
I feel like in this case too, like the role that you fulfill within this movement is that you have to.
You are the object being orbited around.
You are the pivot. Yeah, you become like the point of orbit.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
is
last-
definitely something that has to be done like in a specific way, like a dance, you know. I had a thought. What was it? Did the advance that we take, does that give me something extra for flow?
Yes. +1.
Yeah,
Plus
so you'll
one
get
dice?
a bonus die when rolling.
Bonus die,
Whoa.
cool.
Emily's gonna roll like a million and 10
And you
dice.
get a +1 from me.
Cool. So I've got a +1 from you. What's the?
You got the die from pushing yourself, the +1 from the transcendent move, and the +1 from Edna. So you got a total of 3 bonus dice. on top
All
of-
right, sweet.
Okay, so I wanna make a case for a thing. Am I helping by like holding the tree's attention? Right? Like the tree is paying. Like I am just like walking towards the tree, demanding its attention, and so it is not in a position to like notice or care that you're doing this and do anything about it.
I think at this, like timing-wise, the way Ash has been doing it, you would like be arriving at the tree at about this time. So I could see that being a thing. Like if I feel like if that happens, it also means you're in like the direct like blast radius of this.
Oh, I mean,
like,
I was
You're
already assuming that was going to be the case.
Cool.
Like,
All right, sweet.
yeah.
Is that cool, Ash?
That
Do we
is
feel like that's
cool.
so cool? All right. What is my
Desperate limited.
desperate limited? Okay, can I can't push
Push.
myself for
Trade.
no, I can't. Can I trade?
Trade to hopeless. No, that's not a thing.
No.
Andrew, is it because I know you can do this in Vanilla Blades? Is pushing yourself for effect instead of extra dice a thing in Goblin Moonlight?
Yes, so the push, you could, instead of taking an extra die, you could push for having a better effect.
But push is already
And you're already
It's
at
already
plus
happened?
4 die.
Yeah.
Yep. So I can't get any better effect than limited. Okay, that's fine. But that is better than standard, right?
Yes.
No.
Oh no, it's worse than standard.
It's worse than standard effect.
Limited
isn't
standard.
that-
Great.
Limited. But then why is my okay? Well then the list is
It's
in
because standard
wrong
is
order.
standard, as in it's like the
It's the
typical one, is why it's ordered that way.
Risky standard is the default role in this game.
But I understand how that is not intuitive based on what you're saying. Like I'm with you.
Just because of the order, that's all. But yes, I totally get what you mean. All right. Okay. Don't laugh.
Jesus.
This is us rolling after all.
On 5 dice. Good
That's
lord.
rough.
That's such a.
Do you not have any
have one.
any flow?
I have one.
Yeah, because of the transcendence.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, like that's
1,
rough.
2, 2, 2, 3.
Good
Remember,
lord.
even on one die, there's a 50-50
chance. My god, Andrew, you should have seen Sean's face yesterday playing Shipwreckers when I said that to him. And he just looked like he wanted to reach through the screen and murder me.
It cuts him deep.
So,
Ah.
cert.
So what happens?
Yeah, the sun begins to move, and like what you're doing is flowing, right? Like you're doing the tide, like the thing of like guiding things, and the giant sphere of silver begins to move. I think another sphere of like seawater with a ship floating in it drifts past. And then a hole, just a hole with like many small arms with like spears stabbing out of it, like starts to get like really near to you as it like floats past, and you flinch for a moment, and you lose track of the sun, and it starts to fall towards you and the tree.
The sun does.
So there is.
Whoops! I dropped the sun. Oh no.
So yeah, there is a sun just falling straight towards you, Adna, towards everyone basically at this point.
Yeah, I mean it's the sun.
It's the fucking sun.
So it's falling towards you at like rapid speed.
Emily,
it's probably going to kill
resist.
all of you.
Yeah, I will resist.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it would get rid of the tree as well as the rest of you.
It would.
I mean, like, I can resist for you. I'm covering you while you've been
That's true.
working on this.
That's true.
You're gonna deflect it with your swords. You just hit the sun. Some fucking Dragon Ball Z shit right here.
Is there?
How resist?
It's like if you resist it for me, I can't help.
So I think there's a couple of options. Like, I could try to get people out of the way, or it could try to slow it down basically, because
part of the function of resistance rolls is as a reframing or slight rewriting of the narrative. Like you could be actually no, when the horrible spear hole. I'm gonna fucking get between the spear hole and Swift so she doesn't flinch. Is a legitimate resistance roll. Or so she doesn't flinch as badly or whatever.
Yeah, okay, right. Yeah. Well, I mean, could I intervene then before it gets to the point where it's
I'm gonna reframe the narrative to give you the opportunity, right?
Okay,
Which is there's the flinch, right? At which point a fairy takes the opportunity to just leap onto Cert and start ripping shreds off of
From the tree. One of the
and starts just with teeth and claws starts ripping shreds off of Cert, which is why he doesn't get why he's unable to concentrate to put things even closely back
together.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Great. So a fairy.
Resisting would be killing the fairy, or
yeah. Okay. Right. Cool.
Yeah. End the distraction.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I think then, just because it's anime and aesthetic and so on, it lands and starts tearing or whatever, and we get a zoom in of where it's tearing and that kind of thing, and then just assuming I succeed, the very tip of one of the swords just neatly takes its head off.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Just the very tip.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah. With Brash? Is that
Dairy to me.
Yeah, because that's really Flo.
Yeah, the thing you're resisting is Cert's panic. Thing tearing at him, or the pressure of having this.
Yes, good point. Yep. Yeah, totally. Okay. Let's see. The armor that we get from being transcended, is that literally physical armor?
I don't think you can spend it on behalf of other people from them.
Okay.
So no, because yes, you can, because when you resist things for other people, that's you take on you
take the hit. Yeah.
The first parcel of that is you take the harm for them, and then you take the consequence instead of them, and then you can resist it.
Yeah.
So in this case, the bad thing's going to happen to you, or whatever. You're going to be the first to suffer, and therefore you can,
Yeah.
And armor from being transcended is just part of your magical stuff.
What's going to happen here is that instead of falling quickly, the sun will be drifting towards this area slowly.
It's like we'll start a clock instead of just having it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, can I expend my armor then?
Yes.
Cool. I do that.
Cool. Excellent. The sun is drifting slowly towards you. I feel like that's a really cool spot to leave it for the day.
That's true.
Is that the point at which I arrive at the tree?
Yeah.
No, because you're never going to arrive at the tree because I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah,
that's
like,
what I was told
do we
to
want to,
do.
do we have, we can spend like a few minutes like looking at that
Yeah,
because we
I
haven't,
wanna know-
I haven't seen enough of Hriston Rama this episode.
Yeah, exactly, right?
That works.
So Hriston
So-
Rama, what's going on?
So I'm going to transcend, of course, and what that looks like is that in the tail of the fox and the owl pursuing the vole, the fox, being held aloft by the owl, catches the vole while it swoops by and tosses the vole up to the owl, and then while the owl is eating the vole, the fox eats the owl. That's the story. And so what happens is that this like weird made of wood rickety like thing like swoops down, and the fox half of it plucks Swift out of the air. Like they just swoop by right before like you're like gonna go do something cool with this tree or whatever, and then suddenly you're in a fox's enormous wooden fox's mouth, and then you get tossed in the air and like cartwheel in the air, and then this like owl thing eats you, and you end up inside of it, and there's Romer like piloting it, and who's like, what are you doing here? and then there's this like horrible crash as the thing gets inverted because the fox has flipped it and smashes it into like there's like one of the spheres nearby. It like collides. Everything scatters. You're all like out in the air for a moment, and the massive fox is like running along and gobbling up all the pieces. And as it does, it turns into this horrifying like fox owl griffin thing.
So good.
And the three of you are in the like cockpit of it, which is its belly. And Hriston Romer have like amalgamated into one person and are like piloting it by way of like all of these pulleys and levers, and like it's totally absurd. And they have like extra arms and legs to do it with.
Yeah, there's strings on pulleys that you pull to like pilot it.
Yeah, it's kind of like for Chinese New Year and other events, how they do the line dance, and there's like the big wicker head that you're in with the controls in it, and you do the thing. It's akin to that kind of like manipulating of this large contraption. And so they like rescue you by way of this.
The only problem with that is that I would like to resist.
Yeah. That's an eclipse. That's fair.
Because I don't want to be rescued. I've got a thing I'm doing.
Well, whether or not you dodge this happening is another thing entirely, but certainly the moment I transcend, I choose to immediately disappear. I can reappear at any time in the place of my choosing.
Wow.
So like Hriston Romer are gone after this. They like disappear onto the other side of this sphere, and like, yeah, sure, you can resist, Luke, for your character. Roll for your character resisting. That's fine. So they like try to catch you, and maybe that's why they end up crashing into the thing.
It's
this whole
like the
absurd
owl
calamity.
doesn't catch to them, right?
Right. Yeah. The second toss gaffs, and they end up just
Yeah. I feel like this is social pressure.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes sense to me.
Totally. And you know what it is that you get caught in the branch instead of instead of falling back down to be plucked out of the air by the owl, you just end up caught in a branch that has come down to catch you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that because then you're trapped in because then we start the next episode with you trapped in a tree with the sun slowly advancing towards it.
Awesome. Yeah, that's exactly where I want to be.
No, I want you to be rescued.
All right, well, take 2 stress, you nerd.
2 stress.
I tried to save you.
You did. I'm proud
Damn
of you.
it.
And then now we have completely disappeared. Where'd they go?
Damn it.
I think
And so
that's
later,
the
when I
episode.
surprise my enemies, I gain potency on any follow-up actions.
That's pretty cool.
So
That's
we
awesome.
make a dramatic entrance.
That's really good.
I love to, because I've just remembered a thing, right? Like, I have spent the last however many actions, like, doing a badass slow walk just for Ash and the aesthetic of it, when I could have just pushed myself.
And
to appear there.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not as cool.
Or actually, no, because we changed on the other side of time, Andrew. I can't do that anymore.
True, we did. We did change it.
We did. It's different now. That's why I didn't do it, because I just wanted to be a badass, because I can't do that anymore.
Also, can we make something sad and angsty?
Yeah.
Yes,
Please.
I feel like there is a moment like right at the end, because I've been focusing on this thing that I'm doing up until this point, where I like sort of like come out of it to realize that the sun has gotten out of control. So I haven't seen like what it was that Hrist and Ramo were trying to do. So I like the idea that I like come back just in time to just see them just disappear. And like Swift is right next to the tree, and Hrist and Ramo are just gone like completely out of existence.
And Swift we close on like Swift like lowers herself down out of the branch like right in front of the tree.
Yeah.
And is like going and is like reaching out to touch it, and with her fingertips like an inch away from the tree, we like cut to black.
Dang, friend. Dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
How dare.
Luke,
Very rude.
Luke,
I'm sorry.
did you get any XP today?
I probably.
Let's check.
I think. Yeah. So give me a moment. I just want to see how many action rolls. I think I've only made the one action roll.
You made like one
which ticked me over. So I got Tsundere.
Nice.
Good job. Now it's time for actual XP.
For the desperate.
Yeah. So I addressed a challenge with prophecy or revelation. What is it? Is it prophecy, foresight, or revelation? I think is the wording now.
Foresight or revelation.
Yeah. So foresight or revelation. I think yes. I think I did. Very good. Like I foresaw all of this, right? I was like, oh my god, and then we have this terrible vision, so we have to address the vision.
Yeah.
We gotta rescue my friend and do that shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was all motivated by you
having foresight and then revealing all of the information I had in a blue air to all of you.
Yeah. The great thing about the time traveler and the way that all of that works, right? Like I was saying the other day that the weird thing about the time traveler is like it seems very specific compared to the others, and it means that like most games of Go by Moonlight have a time traveler in them because of like the limited set of playbooks. But it makes sense when you take into account the fact that like Blades and Forged in the Dark games let you do time manipulation with stress anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
I'm just like an extra time magician.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's cool.
Remind me, Andrew, which of these playbooks is the one that has like the new and updated format for the prompt questions?
It's the Stranger.
It's the Stranger?
So you got your thing, and then it's express your beliefs, drives, role, or background, struggled with issues from your promise or obligation, and then embody your eclipse or display the contents of your heart.
Yeah, so I think I expressed my beliefs, drive, role, or background. I think yes. I did a bunch of that. I had a relation, like I just fucking went into Eclipse because I was confronted over my background by this tree whom I used to be good friends with. So I'm going to take 2 for that.
Yep.
I'm going to take 1 for my promises because I think I was actually. Let me just have a look at my promises again. Because I'm struggling with that retcon we made. No, because we retconned the thing where they were sort runes.
Yeah, no, they were.
No, I don't think I did anything with my promises. My obligation hasn't happened this session. And I would like to argue that I embodied my eclipse. I'm about to do something very dumb, and also I cried a bunch.
Yeah.
Well, and you resisting me saving you from doing this stupid thing, right? As you
exactly
pursuing this course of action.
Exactly. Andrew understands.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Where is overall XP? Where is that field?
Down the bottom.
Oh yeah, I found it.
Your playbook XP is up at the top.
Oh.
In terms of on the character sheet.
Oh yes.
Or the digital version where you record.
Yes, right. It's under playbook. Yes.
Playbook.
Thank you, Andrew. Cool. I am at 6 XP.
Nice. Adna.
Hey, so I don't think I especially addressed a challenge with kindness or self-sacrifice. I suspect that's going to come next game. Well, that's my plan at least. I've kind of been building up to it, but we didn't quite get there this game. Beliefs, drives, role, or background. yeah, I mean, like what was driving me in this game was that, like, no, we like. This is, as far as I'm concerned, this is black and white. Like, we have to fight the bad guys and save humanity. Like, none of this fussing around about, like, the past and what may or may not have happened. We have a job to do. And, like, that's why I, took out the critter as soon as we encountered it. Made demands. Like, I don't respect this god thing. Like, I'm afraid of it, but I don't respect it.
Yeah, right.
So I think what is it? Expressed beliefs drive for all the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
Legit.
I don't think I really struggled with issues from promises or obligation. Again, I think that'll come next session.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't think I especially embodied my clips or displayed the contents of my heart.
Cool.
Again, next session.
Yeah. Cool. Andrew.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
did get a lot of screen time this time, and I'm sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I was happy to let other people be front and center. We're the supporting cast. We're the chorus, the background.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's always kind of been something I wanted to do, was just keep y'all at the forefront. So, so did I address a challenge with understanding or coordination? Probably not.
I don't think yeah.
Definitely next time. Beliefs, drives, role, or background. Nah.
Okay.
No. I don't think I really did any of these things. I will give myself a token 1 experience for beliefs, drives, role, or background.
Sounds good. Cool. Emily.
Yeah. So you addressed a challenge with knowledge or subtlety. I would say that the plan that I was trying to enact at the end there, I specifically used up extra time trying to do the gather information with the leaves, where I could have just guessed, but I wanted to be sure.
I feel also, and this may just be about my particular relationship with that word, I feel like it was a subtle plan in the context where that word is often used to describe magic.
Right.
Like it was a subtle plan in that you were doing grand scale manipulations of the cosmos. There was nothing direct about it, right?
Yeah. I mean, how do other people feel? I don't have any strong opinions on
I think you definitely get XP for that.
Yeah.
Do you think it's 1 or 2 then?
I mean, it was the same plan.
It's the same thing, so it's 1. Yeah. Cool. 1. You expressed your beliefs, drives, role, or background. I think I expressed my role in this one, maybe more than usual.
Yes,
You were troubled and captain.
Yeah.
Yeah. You struggled with issues from your promises or obligation. I think actually there was a couple of small ways, so I don't know whether people think this is legit, but the obligation stuff came up when Swift told me about Ox cut off face, and I had literally just 2 days ago been forced to cut her with knives, so that
And
was
also-
too
also
much.
there was that explicit line where you were where someone was do we tell do we
and I
tell
was like,
our
yes,
handles that we're going?
but
You're
not-
yes, absolutely.
Yes, when I'm not doing that again. Yeah, absolutely. That was it. And I also think that I have the promise, which is I will learn to feel as Adna does, which came up totally in that bit where I was I could just put a band-aid on this situation though, and then
I'll try and
no.
WWAD.
What would Adna do?
Yeah.
Ash, we should make t-shirts.
You embodied your eclipse or display the contents of your heart. I definitely didn't embody my eclipse this time. I don't think I displayed the contents of my heart either. So I'm going to take 4.
Cool. All right. And shall we do series playable questions, which I don't have on hand? Andrew, do you have those?
I did, and then I closed it like a dummy.
I think I've got them here.
I have exciting news, everyone. I now have 3 express. I'm going to be so expressive in the next episode.
Excellent. So is the crew XP?
Yeah.
At the end of each session, for each item below, mark 1 XP in your playbook or attribute. If an item occurred multiple times, mark 2 XP. Successfully carry out a mission from the crew's list.
No.
Not yet. Struggle with your place in the world and protect the last bastion. Struggle with our place in the world? I think so.
I mean, some of us did individually. I don't know if we did as a crew.
I think you.
I definitely think
as
we
a crew
protected.
doing that.
Yeah, protecting.
Yeah, I think you get an XP for that.
Yeah. Reveal the tragic history of the Bastion Leviathans and engines. I mean, like we found out a bunch about like Danu and that stuff.
That was pretty fucking tragic. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did that.
And also, I'm going to put out there. I think we revealed more about the engines because this is the first time we've ever seen one go dead.
Yeah.
We broke an engine.
So did that count as 2 for that one?
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Which puts us at 8 crew XP.
Yeah, we're gonna get a level up.
And then express the essential nature, origin, or destiny of the crew. I feel like there was some stuff around our destiny of like needing to reconcile us with the gods.
Yeah, no, totally.
Like we're pursuing that.
That's true. We did. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one there.
Take one.
There's something to do.
Okay,
with,
cool.
There's something there to do with Swift Cert and the gods.
Yeah. What move do we want to take, fam?
Yeah, that's a good question. What do
Do
we already have? Can we go to the crew sheet and roll 20 so I can see what's been marked?
This is the old one, so I don't know if there's changes.
In addition to these, we also have the shrine keeping one.
Yeah, and we have shrine keepers as well.
That looks right.
I want to take heavy gear. While transcended, your resist rolls fully negate harm of level 3 or lower as long as you have an armor use remaining.
Oh, can we take your transcendent abilities?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, cool.
So
I'm all for that.
Unfortunately, Melody had her character use her armor already, but it's going to be super helpful because
I think that sounds good. I like how business-like that is.
Whereas I like the idea, given that we have like basically like I feel like we've reached the pivot point of this episode where we go from like thinking that we are hunting a Leviathan to realizing that we are making desperate counterattack. Like I think we've reached that pivot to like we are talking with the gods now. I would like to put in a vote for Hope in Darkness from Starlit Kingdom.
Also a legit, pulling from another playbook would also be good.
Which is that we get +1 forgive, +1 empathize, and +1 flow. Because I feel like that is the emotional space that we are starting to pivot into.
That's a valid argument. Yep. I mean, I do.
I guess at a mechanical level, do we want to be hard, like more resistant, or do we want to be better at doing things in the first place?
I mean, I think if that's the exchange, I would say I want to be better at doing things.
Yeah, if you roll correctly, you don't need to.
Then you don't need to resist.
Like heavy gear is us accepting that we're going to keep fucking up and being like, how can we ablate the bad things?
Which is very practical, but it's not very gory.
I want to angle for us like trying to like take a slightly more like proactive stance.
I like here. I think it's solid.
Yep. That sounds.
I'm not sure our characters are emotionally there, but it's like hopefully next session we'll get there.
Yeah. I mean, to speak to that point, Swift is. I don't know about anyone else. But
Swift's in Eclipse though, like
Swift's Eclipse.
Swift doesn't have hope in the darkness.
It says hope that's in darkness, y'all.
In darkness.
You gotta be in darkness.
Also, like Swift's Eclipse is like not about like being like a shitty edgelord. Swift's Eclipse is about like doing what her heart tells her and like not being cautious, which sounds a lot like forgive and empathize.
Yeah, legit.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, let's do some shout-outs then, if we're all good. Emily, do you want to do yours?
Sure. Hi, I'm Emily. I am a filmmaker and an artist. Sometimes I make art for games. Sometimes I do illustrations and portraits of characters and people. People both real and fictional. You can follow me on Twitter at blackhole_says. Yeah. Thank you. This was really good.
Cool.
This is very exciting.
Dramatic. Yeah. Andrew.
I'm Andrew. You can follow me on Twitter at CommuteandCrow or twitch.tv/actualfactual. I designed this game.
It's a good
Sometimes I do streams about this game and the design process. You can find all of the video me doing that on my YouTube. And of course, you can watch me like paint miniatures and do other dumb stuff on my Twitch channel.
Legit. Cool. Melody.
Hello, I'm Melody. I write and do game stuff and sometimes direct games and play games a lot. What else do I do? You can find me on Twitter at Magic Space Girl. And also I have a Patreon for my costuming and smutty self-photography and stuff like that. You should go back support that so I can get up to $69 because that's nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's patreon.com/melodynova. So yeah, that's me. I also am about to go watch a movie about a sexy fish man. So yeah, wish me luck.
Yes, the fish butt.
It's very good.
Excellent.
Luke.
Hello, I am Luke. You can find me on Twitter at Wildwoods Games. I am a designer of games and a player of games and a player on Twitch shows like this one. You can get preview stuff of games I am writing at my Patreon, patreon.com/gamesfromthewildwood. And you can buy games that I have already written in the past through time travel at gamesfromthewildwood.itch.io.
Cool. Excellent. And I'm Ash. This is my channel. Hit follow if you haven't already. You can find me at Acegiak, ACEGIAK, on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, and my blog acegiak.net. Emily, Andrew, and I will probably be back here later this evening for some Minecraft time. Tomorrow, Luke, Emily, I, Ashley Nova, and Paul Godley will be back here for Court of Swords. And then Tuesday, we might stream a playtest of In Which We Live and Breathe, if you're all very good. Until then, then Wednesday we'll be back for either a cave date or a space date. And then Saturday will be a PC stream, and then life continues forever. We will catch you later. Thank you so much for joining us.
Time traveler.
Yeah. We'll see you later. Bye.